thunderstorm, lightning, chaos, guaranteed disaster. In movies. And yet, we still call it the black box. Why call something easy to find black? A passenger jet vanishes from radar. One moment it's cruising at 35,000 feet, coffee pouring, movies playing, seatbelts off. And the next, it turns into a blinking silence on a controller's screen. Search teams spread out across miles of ocean. Satellites scan for signals. Ships move in careful grids. Divers prepare for deep water. And in the middle of all that urgency, everyone is waiting for the same thing. The black box. Except here's the strange part. It isn't black. Not even close. It's bright orange. Loud, impossible to miss orange. The kind of orange designed to scream, "I'm here," against snow, jungle, sand, or open sea. So why on earth do we still call it a black box? To figure that out, we have to rewind almost 100 years, back to the early days of aviation. Flying back then was bold, experimental, and honestly, a little terrifying. When a crash happened, investigators could study twisted aluminum, inspect damaged engines, review weather reports. But the most important part, what happened inside the cockpit during those final seconds, was gone. The subtle warning light, the decision to change course, the engine sound that was just slightly off. All of it disappeared on impact. Now here's something interesting. The phrase black box didn't start with airplanes at all. Engineers used the term in math, physics, and electronics. A black box meant you saw the input and the output, but not what happened inside. Early aviation accidents fit that definition perfectly. Pilots moved controls, aircraft reacted, outcomes were visible, but the internal chain of cause and effect, completely sealed, like a locked container full of secrets. Early devices etched altitude onto metal wire. Others used rotating drums, primitive by today's standards, but revolutionary. Record the flight as it happens. Early recorders weren't built to look good. They were built to survive. Thick steel or titanium shells and insulation protected the delicate electronics inside. After certain crashes, the outer shells came out scorched or blackened by fire and soot. The nickname black box suddenly felt even more appropriate. Fast forward to today, and these devices are basically engineering fortresses. International standards require them to survive impacts up to 3,400 G, forces that would destroy almost anything. Yet the memory still works. They must withstand temperatures above 1,000 degrees Celsius for at least an hour, then continue enduring 260 degrees Celsius for another 10 hours. They're pressure tested to handle depths of 6,000 meters, deeper than most submarines ever go. Inside, solid-state memory protects the data even if the casing is crushed or burned. And if it ends up in water, an underwater beacon activates, pinging at 37.5 kilohertz. That signal can last at least 30 days, guiding search teams across vast ocean floors, a lesson learned from major oceanic crashes. Now here's another misconception. There isn't just one black box. Commercial aircraft carry two primary recorders. The flight data recorder logs thousands of parameters every second, the aircraft's digital heartbeat. The cockpit voice recorder keeps the last 2 hours of cockpit audio, voices, radio calls, alarms. Sometimes one small click changes everything. And yet, despite all that sophistication, the name never changed. Because black was never really about color. Black stands for uncertainty, the gap between cause and consequence. By the time recorders turned bright orange, black box was already fixed in public memory. Language doesn't evolve as fast as technology. We still hang up phones and roll down windows. The words stay because they feel right. Today, black box goes far beyond aviation. We use it for AI, financial algorithms, neural networks, systems where we see the input and output, but not the reasoning inside. In that sense, aviation didn't just borrow the term. It helped define how we talk about hidden technology in the modern world. So why call it a black box? Because names follow stories, not specs. It captures the fragile seconds between routine and disaster, the bridge from chaos to clarity. Recovering a black box isn't about hardware. It's about unlocking a frozen chain of signals and decisions that finally explains what happened. What mystery should we solve next? Let us know in the comments below.